Welcome to my little 2-hive apiary, where today we are going to install not one but 2 packages of bees, and I'm glad you've joined me. I'm going to show you how I release a package into the hive. Bees are so fascinating. Last year, due to my neglect, I lost both of my hives, and my neglect was I didn't feed them quick enough after the nectar flow, thinking that in their hive they had plenty to eat, and they did, but they ate it up before I got them fed. So today I have gone to Mountain Sweet Honey Company and have bought 2 new packages of bees, 10 to 15,000, and the queen is also in here in a separate cage. So we will have to put her in the hive, and she stays there in that cage for about 3 to 4 days, and then she will be released into the hive as well. So let's just get started. Before we open this package, we'll start with this one first. I'm just gonna, we'll just set those there. The first thing we're gonna do, I am going to take out 3 of the frames. Now, to my advantage, my frames, let me come around and show you. Because I had hives, these frames are already filled out with wax cells. So on both sides, they already have the wax cells built out. Now, these bees will have to go in and do some cleanup work, but the cells are already there, and that's the biggest part of their work in order to have it ready for the queen to start laying eggs and to start gathering nectar as soon as the nectar flow starts. So I'm taking out the 3, maybe 3 middle. That way we will have room for the bulk of the bees to go in. All right, so now we're going to take our little package, and there is a little piece of wood on the top of the little package. You can see it right here. So it's just a cover that covers the little can of sugar water and the queen, which is attached to this little piece. But the first thing is just simply, we just got to lift up this little piece of wood. And the bees will not come out when I lift this up. This is just a cover, like I say, to protect. But we're going to save this piece of wood, and all of my staples stayed in there. Whoop, there's a few little bees wanting to come out. Okay, y'all can come out if you want to, but I don't want everybody to come out. Okay, until I get everything situated. So then the next thing we need to do is to take out the little can that's got sugar water. So I'm just going to try to lift it up just a little ways. All right, and I'm going to put my hive tool right there for a minute because I'm not wanting all the bees to come out right away. So I am going to, oh, you know what I didn't do? Aw, shucks. Okay, bees are coming out. I'm going to give them a shakedown. Really, just one shake's all they need. Now, we'll try that little step again. They're ready to come out. But I still don't want them all out at one time. I'm not ready for them. Alright, we're going to cover that back over. And we're going to set this sugar water aside. We don't need it anymore. Okay. And y'all are going to hear bees. Oh my goodness, they're all over my mic. Alright, we got to get this process going. So, next thing, so part of my problem here is the staples didn't come out, so bees are starting to come out. Now we need to release the queen out of there. Alright, so that screwdriver didn't work, so I'm just going to take a razor knife and try to cut Set that away. They're not happy with me already. I haven't done this in a while. I guess you could say. It's been a while since I've had to put a package of bees in. So now I want to get the queen out. I'm going to give them another shakedown first. And I'm going to, oh heck, I lost the queen. Oh no. Okay, y'all. You can tell I haven't done this in a while. I need that queen cage. So, goodness, I didn't intend for it to happen this way. Alright, so I'm just going to shake them. Alright, so the thing is, I really still don't want all the bees out just yet. Alright, so now this is the little queen cage. It's a little tiny box that the queen is in. And this end that's white is the candy end. If I can shake the bees off, I don't know if you can see this. I'll just show you what the little box looks like. There's a few bees in there as well as the queen. This is the candy end. There is a little cork on that end as well as a cork on this end. So what I'm going to do is I've got to attach this cage in the hive for the 3 to 4 days. And I'm going to take the wooden cork out of this end. But then the bees will eat through the candy to release the queen. The first thing is you do not want to take the cork out of the wrong end. So I'm going to take this little wooden piece out of the candy end. Something I haven't tried before, but I am going to try. I had 2 very large rubber bands. I think it has to be this way. And then we will take rubber bands. We've got to hold that in place. So I'm putting the rubber bands across it. Alrighty, and then the queen cage is held in place like so. Alright, so now they can work toward getting her out. And I'm just going to put that back in there. I think I'm going to put one of my frames back in. I'm just simply going to turn this whole cage of bees without shaking them over this hive. I'm just going to let those be for a little bit while we work on this other one. Now, at this point, I could just walk away for a few hours and let them do their thing. But I have a really busy day today, and I want to get them acclimated because you can't really tell, but it's a very overcast day. Rain could come this evening, and I want them to all be in their hive and fixed and covered before any rain starts. I'm going to step up here and give these a little shakedown. To just go ahead and give these a little shake. I feed them a ratio of sugar and water 1 to 1, like 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water. Of course, when I make up a pot full, it's 10 cups of sugar, 10 cups of water, because I have a very large feeding tray that goes on the top of the hive, which I really love, and it feeds them for a long time. It doesn't hurt them to shake, it just agitates them a little. These are coming out really nice on this side. I have a few blueberries that are blooming. When I pruned back my blueberries very drastically, it kind of took away the blooms. So my harvest of blueberries will probably be very slim this year. There will be a lot for them to eat on. Oh, and the other thing I have is huckleberries. And before we finish this video, y'all hang on with me. I will show you what huckleberries look like, and they are also blooming. There are huckleberries all over the hills. What a huckleberry is like a wild blueberry. It's a tiny little blueberry that is so sweet and so tasty. The bees also have the advantage of all the huckleberries blooming. I'm going to show you what we're looking like down in the hive so that you can see. Right there is the queen cage with the rubber bands around that one, and see how they're all going to her? It is her scent that they're so attracted to, and that's what makes them stay in this hive, because that's the queen that they came with. And then, see, there's bees already on some of the extra frames. This is the other hive. You can see there's the queen cage. There they are coming out of the box. All right, I'm going to show you also a wild huckleberry. If you can see all these little blossoms? This bush, they kind of just grow like in a bush, kind of like regular ones do. This is the huckleberry. Beautiful little blooms. And there's a whole bunch of them here. This is in the hive because I have an electric fence around my hives to keep the bear away. But if you can see out through here, that's all huckleberries, all out through there. And they're kind of brushy looking. And they're all blooming. All right, the bees are beginning to get acclimated and settle down a little bit. I know it doesn't seem like it, but let me come around and show you what I did. I set the boxes that they were in. Look at there. They're almost all out. There's a few still up in the top, but they're almost all out. But what I have done is just set them down in front of the hive at the entrance, and they will smell that queen and they're crawling right out. So the next thing, I have already put the 2 extra frames into this hive. So like they're doing excellent. There's a few there on the top. The same thing with this one, but we're going to go ahead and slide. I put 1 in, so we're going to gently slide in this last frame so they can also be working it. And you just want to just do it gently. You do lose a few in the process, and you hate that. It always just hurts my heart to lose one of them. Alrighty, I'm just going to slide them over so our queen cage is there. Now the next thing we need to do in order to, because it is clouding up a little more, so I need to go ahead and get them all covered and on their way. The next thing we have is an inner cover that goes over the top, and mine has a little groove at the top or on the front, and I do put that on the front side. So I didn't bring my smoker, but I'm just going to try to slide this across without hurting too many of them. All righty. There they are. The next thing that I have is my feeder. This is called a top feeder, and it's got the wood on the side, simply fits on the top of this, and it has this little thing in the middle where the bees, when I pour the sugar water in, the bees can come up little grooves on the side and get their sugar water and take it back down into the hive. And so it just fits right on top of the inner cover. And I'm going to get that little girl out. I would prefer there not to be any bees in, but she's about determined. All right, she's out. Get on out of there. All righty. And then I have made up 2 gallons, one for each hive, of sugar water, and I'm just going to pour it in. Even though this is a lot, I will have to come back out. In fact, probably when I empty these jugs, I'll go back out. I'll go back inside and make 2 more gallons and have it ready, because I will have to check them again in a day or so as far as their sugar water, to make sure they have plenty to eat, because by golly, I'm not going to let them starve again. I can't lose. That's a very expensive lesson. All right, this hive is good to go. Get the cover on before any more try that. We are back in business with 2 brand new hives of 2025. And, you know, of course, I have to do my part to take care of them, but we need bees. As humans, we need bees. We need them to pollinate so that we will have vegetables to eat, fruit to eat, and they're just very important for our well-being. So to be able to take care of them and manage them is quite an honor, really. These 2 hives from Mountain Sweet Honey Company here, they're located in Toccoa, Georgia. They're exceptional. All of those thousands of bees are now tucked in to their brand new homes. There's still a bunch of them flying around trying to get used to things and check things out. But anyway, here we are on Grandma's home place with 2 new beehives. Thank y'all for joining me and watching this process. To me, it's a fun thing. Some people are scared to death of bees, and I always thought I was until I got some. Thank you for joining me. Y'all have a great day.